Hello and welcome to this video that would give an outline of the educational program at the Graduate School of Global Environmental Studies at Kyoto University. My name is Gregory Trencher. I am an associate professor here at the Graduate School. So there are two majors at the Graduate School of Global Environmental Studies. In the doctoral program, we have the Global Environmental Studies degree. And the primary goal of this is mainly to foster researchers. And then we have the environmental management major, of which the goal is primarily to foster practitioners, and this is available in the master's program or the doctoral program. Now, the environmental management program, although it's focused on fostering practitioners, it's also suitable for people that are interested in research. In terms of educational features, we have a compulsory internship program. And the internship program is required for the master's program and also for the environmental management major of the doctoral program. We also have a special course called Environmental Management Seminar, and a nice feature about this is that we have external lecturers coming, like for example people that are working in government or in the private sector. They will come in and talk about their practical experience. We also have a fieldwork exercise where students will visit a rural area located in the rural part of Kyoto Prefecture, and they'll get to engage firsthand in fieldwork there. And we also have nice collaborations with other faculties across the university campus. So in regards to the particular educational goals of these three different degree programs, regarding the master's program, and which is limited to environmental management, the goal here is very much on fostering internationally minded practitioners, but we also, as I mentioned before, seek to foster researchers that are capable of working at the international level, and there's very much an interdisciplinary focus in this program. Then regarding the doctoral program, and specifically the environmental management track, the goal here, through especially the internship, which goes for much longer than at the master's level, is to foster practitioners with international capabilities. And then in the Global Environmental Studies track of the doctoral program, the focus is a little bit more on research, and because of this we do not have the mandatory internship requirement. So with respect to our curriculum policy, the educational goal of both our master's and doctoral program is to provide students with a collective ensemble of basic and applied specialist knowledge that's informed by academic research. And the goal of this is to conserve the global environment and to achieve sustainable development. And students are also fostered in a way that they can communicate their research outcomes and their knowledge outcomes to society through networks and also to science. And this is done both locally and internationally. Now, the master's program is designed to cultivate problem-solving skills, and it features a multidisciplinary curriculum that combines internships, field training, lecture-based learning, and other types of problem-based learning. And then in the doctoral program, we have more of a focus upon research, so students are fostered to become independent researchers capable of performing internationally and becoming leading professionals in their field in a way that's based upon advanced and specialized knowledge. So regarding the master's program, a distinguishing feature is that most of the lectures are offered in English, and this serves our goal of training professionals that are capable of working in international settings. And students are also encouraged to further their interdisciplinary knowledge base, or indeed to develop more specialized skills, by taking credited lecture courses from other schools across Kyoto University. So let me now take you through the way that credits are structured for the educational content of our master's program. So first of all, students are required to take 8 credits from compulsory courses. And these are all available in English. And one example of this course, of these mandatory courses, would be Environmental Ethics and Environmental Education. I'm actually a professor there, along with Dr. Roger Bars. Then we have the Environmental Management Seminars, which is split up into A and B. A consists of lectures that are given by external guest lecturers that I mentioned in the other slide. And then B consists of the field study, which I also mentioned. Then we have on top of this elective courses, and this totals 10 credits. And we offer many courses at GSGES, and many of these are offered in English. But students can also, for example, choose to take a course in Japanese here. And then, of course, there are courses offered by other graduate schools across the campus. Then we have the internship requirement. Now this is split up into internship 1 and internship 2. 1 concerns the implementation of the internship itself for at least 3 months. And then 2 concerns the presentation of the outcomes and the results of the internship. And then all students are required to write and submit a master's thesis. So here is a quick overview of the actual titles of the courses that are offered. The ones in blue at the top, they are the mandatory courses. And there are 4 here. And then we have those in black that are providing basics about environmental management. And then we have ones in green that are offering further specialized courses in the area of environmental management. Now, if you look at the different titles that are offered here, you will sort of, I'm sure, have the impression that we are very interdisciplinary because we are providing courses from social science perspectives that includes, for example, policy, ethics, and economics, but also from the sciences, which includes engineering and natural sciences. So we provide students with the opportunity to learn about environmental problems and solutions from a very much broad and interdisciplinary perspective. So here is an overview of how students can expect to spend their 2 years at the graduate school. This would probably differ a little bit in respect to details depending on whether the student is a foreign student or whether they are Japanese. But basically speaking, in the first year, students tend to focus on taking classes in order to gain the necessary credits and on completing their internship. And we also hold most mandatory courses during this time. And that would, for example, include like the field study, which forms part of Seminar B. And also the internship, students tend to pursue this in the first year. We strongly encourage this. Then in the second year, Japanese students and of course foreign students too might start to embark in job hunting and taking interviews. But at the same time, of course, they are expected to continue their educational and especially their research activities. So the second year tends to focus very strongly on the master's thesis research. And the submission of this, the first draft of this is due in the middle of January. And then there will be a presentation towards a little bit more towards the end of January. And then if students are able to pass this, they will then revise and resubmit their thesis. And then they will be given the degree from our master's program. So now allow me to briefly introduce some of the features of some of our actual courses. So here is a slide that we've prepared to explain the focus of the seminar in Environmental Management B. And the focus previously has been on rivers, forests, air and atmosphere, soil, and also village, like human settlements. So this involves 1 week of actual field study. And this is a very special experience for the students because this means that all first-year students will go out into the field and actually stay there and learn about these particular environmental problems and also challenges and solutions in the actual setting. And this is a very nice experience for you to be able to engage with practitioners and also deepen your relationships with your colleagues, the people around you, and also be exposed to a setting where you're going to communicate in English, but also have the chance to also listen to and use, if you like, Japanese. So now allow me to briefly explain about the internship study. So this is required for all master students. And they are required to spend at least 3 months, which means 90 days, immersed in this internship training experience. And the goal of this internship is to provide practical training while providing students with field knowledge that will enhance the drafting of the master's thesis. And here at the Graduate School of Global Environmental Studies, we have many arrangements with a wide range of domestic and international, research institutes, private companies, foreign universities, and international organizations. But students are also free to choose their own place for conducting the internship, and this can be done, on your own spontaneity. It can also be done, of course, while consulting with your supervisor, who also, without a doubt, has many contacts and ideas regarding where you can conduct your internship. So at this stage, you are probably wondering where exactly students carry out their internship. Well, this includes, in the domestic context, both ministries at the national government, but also prefectural or city-level local governments. For example, Kyoto and Shiga. It includes private companies, and it also includes research institutes, for example, those that are listed here. Internationally, students have conducted their internships in universities overseas, also in international organizations, for example, at UNESCO. So for further details about the internship, please refer to the guidebook. So we also offer students the ability to demonstrate specialization in their master's program. And what this involves is students, for example, choosing either a major specialization or a minor specialization. And this will be done by taking courses that have been prescribed to fulfill the requirements of each of these specialty degrees. So this is something that we offer to our students that are interested in adding a perspective of specialization on top of their master's degree. So at the graduate school, we also offer a double master's degree program. And throughout this, students can apply to carry out approved coursework at an overseas partner university. And through this, they can earn 2 master's degrees across different fields within 3 years. And our partner universities are shown here. There are 3, so in Thailand, Indonesia, and China. And the purpose of this program is to train specialists in an international or intercultural context with in-depth knowledge about global and regional environments and the practical skills to solve them. So with regard to the career trajectories that students have chosen after graduation from the master's program, we have many. As you can see here, we've listed several national government ministries and also institutes within Japan. But obviously, this also applies to national institutes overseas, for example, in the country where the student came from. We also have students that have gone on to local government positions, and this includes also foreign students, corporate organizations, and then also private companies, and this involves many fields. For example, consulting, think tanks, which, they also involve research, power generation sector, railways, construction, housing, electronics, chemical manufacturing. There are many pathways that are being chosen. And of course, students from the master's program can also choose to go on to the doctoral program, given that there is a sufficient space in the laboratory and that they've demonstrated research excellence. And then also they can pursue a doctoral program in other universities. Here is a very brief overview of the doctoral program. So students are required to take 6 credits that come from participating in their research seminars that are carried out by their supervisor. And unlike the master's degree, there are not any compulsory lectures. And during the duration of the doctoral program, it's very important that students participate in a interim progress meeting where they present the outcomes and the status of their ongoing doctoral research. This is held 2 times per year, and students must participate in this a total of 2 times throughout their degree, and the degree typically would last for 3 years or more. And then they must also register for the subject under the master's program in environmental management if necessary. This applies to students in the environmental management track. And for those that have chosen the environmental management track, because there's an internship study requirement, which requires more than 5 months, for students that have professional experience, they can apply to have the internship study requirement waived in light of their previous working experience. Now, the doctoral degree will be given upon completion of a doctoral thesis dissertation, which is reviewed by a panel of expert reviewers, and then the student will then have to carry out a defense. So upon completion of this, they will obtain the doctoral degree. And it should be noted that exceptional students that are able to complete these necessary requirements within 3 years can apply to have a fast-tracked degree. And we also offer a thesis track admission procedure. And so graduates from the doctoral program have gone on to pursue especially research-focused careers both in universities within Japan and also overseas, and also in research institutes. It should also be noted that many of our PhD graduates also choose to go on to a practice-oriented career pathway, which would include, for example, working in private companies. So it's not always the case that students are confined to a research-oriented pathway, although this is the main objective of the doctoral program. Thank you.